crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Wake up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Jones here with Rockin' the Valley's Wake Up, Rise Up, the weekly show. Thanks for joining us again tonight. Tonight we've got from the DMV stage, Iva Ambush. And thanks for joining us tonight, Iva. You know, I tell you, if I don't mispronounce at least one name, I'm not. I'm going down a rabbit hole. We have a person that was on our show. Her name is Avatable. And for as long as she was on the show, I could not pronounce her name. She is now graduated. She's in law school. I can say her name real well. Anyway, so Iva, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate this and what you're doing. I'm so happy to be a part of Wake Up, Rise Up. This year, this is our second year, and I have the DMV stage, the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. We're going to have a whole lot of fun just getting the message out. And this is almost a year-long endeavor, actually, leading up to the actual concert and programming for September. And so as we were, you know, a group of music people, whether it be people that play the music, artists that perform the music, to play it on the radio and all the other different mediums, we're doing all that. And so the part of what we're doing as Wake Up, Rise Up is bringing awareness to the gun violence and things. I am a survivor of, you know, one of the family members of someone that has been was killed through gun violence. Both my father when I was before I was 2 years old, and my brother when I was 23 years old, and he was 24. Right. And so I know the importance of getting the word out, and I'm affected. It affected my children. Because of that, growing up with two people that were very important part of my life. Of course, being so young, I didn't know my father, and so that affected me in that way. And then my brother, someone who was like a father to me through most of my life, you know, then to lose him. And so a part of the awareness part of it for me that I want to make sure that I get out there and talk about things like that are those survivors. Even those are the people that committed the crime. You know, there are people that are affected too, that might not have been involved in what went on, but they are affecting their families, their children, you know, things like that. And I think that if we just put that in the forefront of our mind there, that sort of thing, that a part of this is saying you have to wake up and think about whose life you're affecting. Gun violence, you know, affects a lot of people. People that don't even, like, say, someone that's may have seen an incident. That person has to deal with that for the rest of their living life. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's so much that you have to think about. And I think that Wake Up, Rise Up for me is that, you know, saying, okay, we need to tell our children, you know, about this. We need to explain to them why it's, you know, that we need to put down those guns, why we need to do that. And a part of, again, like I said earlier, we're thinking about this stuff and preparing things as the months come for the programming. So what is it that we're going to be doing? So each and every, you know, every show and and gig and things that I do, those are going to be the forefront of my mind. Hey, make sure you check us out and see what we're trying to do. And if we can all, join hands and say, hey, we need to stop this violence. And it's happening all over the world. It's a lot here in the US, but it's actually happening all over the world. And each environment has their own group of community that needs to speak out on and speak on it. So that's why I'm here. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I mean, you're very right. And I think in a very broad-based way, violence, whether it be gun, domestic, or anything else, it's its own pandemic. Really.
Yes.
It's in every piece of society. It's in every household. Okay. Mm-hmm. People are raising difficult children. The parents might be cool, but the kid's out and he's getting influenced by other stuff. Mm-hmm. I know of a community that one person, okay, he in his home, he got influenced by some real bad people, and he had a heroin thing going out of the house. He had the marijuana plants growing. He had a meth lab going. I mean, he had all this stuff going, and not knowing much about it, but I believe can't make a mistake with a meth lab. You can make an empty lot where your house used to be.
Yes, yes. So
yeah, I mean, it's in everywhere, and I was a single parent growing up, and I mean, I was an adult. I grew up single. I think you got that right. I had 4 kids, and I was up against some big stuff. I mean, peer pressure.
Yeah.
And
every kid is different, and
yes.
So how and so it's knowing, even knowing the resources. So I like how Wake Up, Rise Up, we have a nonprofit that we're working with. Mm-hmm. And I hope to have a little bit more words to explain some of the things that Lewis Gibson's going to be bringing to the table. There's several nonprofits. But I'm hoping to continue with, saying that, I mean, those nonprofits are getting the word out. So things that I don't know, and how to even articulate some of the things that some of these people are doing to get the word out and explain, here's some of our advice, what we can do to, help you to have a better knowledge of what's going on and how you can help. And so that's what I hope will be the message that they'll receive from us, like that, that there's hope, and that there are some vehicles in which we can use to get out the word. And so that's going to be my goal for this year. And again, when we started, they started all this, and I came up there, again, coming in as a green person, and I'm just like, what do you need me to do?
Yeah.
And we were just working all that stuff out, and it just to see how it's evolved, even for this year, and how Phase 5 Records is, they're extended to their Canadian affiliate. I think those are all such great and wonderful things, and we have a relationship with Canada. I mean, we are neighbors. We are all those things, and so if they're experiencing some of these same issues, then we want to be there to help everybody. And like we're doing with London, over with Sean, and in the UK and things like that, it's like we need to join hands and join forces and teach our young people in particular what they should do and how they can help, because I think they would want to help. They just don't know. They don't know how what they're doing is affecting each and every one of us.
How did you meet Doug or Carmen? Which everyone brought you into this?
Well, Carmen is from York, Pennsylvania.
Right.
I was born in Frederick, Maryland, but after the loss of my father, we moved to York, Pennsylvania, and that's where I was raised. So both of my children are from there, and she was our music hero. She was one of those people that was on different things, Star Search, things like that. And actually, one of my children, one of their uncles had contacted me, said, "Hey, Carmen is, talking about this Wake Up, Rise Up and this program. And, you want to contact her? And I said, I sure do. So that's what I did.
Well, so here you are, right?
So I've always been a fan of hers, and she does, and she's doing some wonderful stuff with Phase 5 Records and with Doug, and then through her I met Doug and Sean and all the rest of you also. So it's been nice, really, really nice.
It's a real good group of people, and I still haven't met everybody. I'm working on it. It's a good group of people. And it's a very large group of people. So there's a lot of people that are interested in peace, which is really cool. It would be nice to have a better, environment. Remembering back to when we were kids, you could walk outside and not worry about someone going after you or whatever. But I really thank you for what you're doing down there, and I appreciate you spending time with us tonight. And watch for your stage, the DMV stage. What is DMV?
Watch out for the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia.
Well, what does District of Maryland and Virginia? There, I'm thinking it's meaning something like demilitarized zone.
It's a you can't call it tri-state since the DC is in the state, but it's a community area that we all, like people that work in Maryland, we do a lot of work in DC, we do a lot of work in Virginia, but I have people from all those different districts that are going to be involved. It's going to be a little bit smaller group this year because we're welcoming in so many other areas in the community. So so it'll just be a couple this year, but we're still going to be working just as hard with that group of musicians and government officials and things that we can.
This year, just to really kind of encapsulate what you're saying there, this year is becoming a transitional year. I'm seeing we've gone from our infancy, which if you want to call 43.5 million viewers an infancy, okay, but going from our infancy to like, wow, is that what you're doing? We can't quite do it yet. We'll do it next year, but we like what you're doing. So that's what we're getting now, and we're getting that from
yes.
Okay, and I myself have gotten that off of some nationals, and we have some nationals. Okay,
yes,
and when that's not to mention here, people should tune into a big concert and see them. But my point is that this is going to be our stepping stone year. I think we're a movement. Last year we were just a concert. Now we're becoming a movement. Next year,
yes.
Next year is going to be the year where they're going to say, "Wow!" I mean, they're doing wows now, and they're doing like this is something else.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. As it was coming along, because it was a lot of people like where this was, they didn't quite understand the concept, and things like that. And I think that with people such as yourself and that have joined hands with Phase 5 Records and with Doug, Sean, and Carmen are saying, hey, I'm here to help. I'm here to get to those other people, to all the people, and I think that's what's going on. I think those numbers are, I think to say that it's going to be 100 million people, I think, I know it's going to be more than that. I really do.
And I think from my own perspective, thinking of this in terms of a global thing, Australia to Africa to up into Sweden and over to here, it's like, the world is a stage. Who said that? Shakespeare, didn't he? All the world's a stage, and then but it's like everyone is standing here and overcoming cultural barriers, overcoming language barriers, and we're all going to that one common thing: music. And we're all speaking the same language, and it goes back to where in Babel, all those different languages blew out, right? And everyone's standing. He's talking Hungarian, and he's talking English, and this one's talking American Indian, and this one's talking Pig Latin. And all of a sudden, we found ourselves again, and we're talking through music.
Yeah.
Neat. I mean, I'm going on about my own personal wow, and anyway. Yeah. So again, it's great yakking with you. Okay, I'm so looking.
So good talking with you, Steve.
So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Looking forward to this wonderful year with you.
It's going to be great. We are we're having a blast already. So
yes.
I'm Stephen Jones with Rockin' the Valley. This is the weekly Wake Up, Rise Up show that I stutter over. Okay. And I leave stuff like this in because it's funny. Anyway, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week with our next guest. Good night now.
Yes. Bye now.
Kelly Course. I'm the founder of Peace Amongst Youth, which is a nonprofit organization based out of Atlantic City, New Jersey. The purpose of my organization is to bring awareness to how our community is impacted by violent crimes and the negative impact it has on us as a whole, going untreated. I'm personally in this mission, and I lost my 13-year-old son to gun violence in 2012. Until today, I'm fighting the justice system for my son who's now.
Please listen to this message for you. It's from the groups of Phase 5 Record Show. When someone said we need to spread the news, we decided to share it through a song. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Love your brother, love your sister, please treat them right. Don't wait until they're almost dead to feed the poor, even with a loaf of bread.
Let's unite,
Yeah.
'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Wave your hands in the air, wave your hands in the earth. Show the world that we can. Wave your hands in the air, wave your hands in the earth. Wave your hands, you can.
Breaking news is the same old mess. Someone got shot, can't snitch, no arrest. Here's the basic information before leaving Earth. Open up that book, it's all in the Word.
2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land.
Human traffic, kidnapping, this is too wild. Another missing child. Why complain about the politicians you call a joke? In the end, you won't even go and vote.
Wake up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights, 'cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite, 'cause our lives matter.
Children, I've come back today to tell the story of the long, hard way that I had to climb, that I had to know, in order that my race might live and grow. Look at my face, dark as the night, yet shining like the sun that loves true light. I am the child they stole from the sand 300 years ago in Africa's land.
Wave your